In March of 2014, the Malaysian Air Flight 370, holding 227 passengers and 12 crew members, disappeared without a trace. From Kuala Lumpur, en route to Beijing, the flight took off at 12:41 a.m. local time on March 8th. The aircraft reached a cruising altitude of 10,700 feet at 1:01 a.m., and after sending its final transmission at 1:07 a.m., the flight's communication stopped entirely. The last piece of data suggested the flight was flying over the South China Sea before communications were cut off. Military tracking devices were able to track the flight for an hour further until it was completely untraceable. This tracking showed the plane going entirely off course and deviating westward, with its last location status pinning at 370 kilometers from Penang Island in northwestern Malaysia. Chaos ensued as the crew on land frantically tried tracking down and communicating with the lost aircraft. An aviation search was conducted and continued over the course of 3 years. Over 120,000 square kilometers were searched, to no avail. After continuous failed searches, almost 5 years have gone by. The families and friends of these missing people are still left wondering what happened to their loved ones. MH370 is notorious for being the biggest aviation mystery to date. Many people have expressed their suspicions and concerns, to which thousands of conspiracies have been born. So what really happened? The first conspiracy suggests that flight MH370 was sucked into the Asian Bermuda Triangle. Due to the mysterious nature of the plane's disappearance, this conspiracy has a lot of people backing it up. A multitude of boats and planes have gone missing in an area north of the Atlantic. It has become infamously one of the most confusing locations to exist. Some claim that flight MH370 disappeared in the same way. They say that where they disappeared could potentially be the exact opposite side of the globe as the original Bermuda Triangle, forming some type of connection to one another. Does this location really exist, or is it all just a hoax? The second and most complex theory states the plane was actually shot down. This claim stems from a man named Peter McMahon, who had been independently investigating the crash due to his own fascinations. He came to the conclusion that it had been shot down by the US government and has purposefully not been found. He wholeheartedly believes that vital information is being withheld in attempts to cover up the crime. Some claim it was shot down due to the suspicion that it was hijacked and was headed towards a US military base. So in attempts to annihilate the threat, they also killed hundreds of innocent passengers. The entire search and rescue was a deliberate ploy to throw people off and point them in the wrong direction. Would the US military go to such extreme efforts? The last theory involves another airplane crash that links flight MH370 to flight MH17. Theorists suggest that these separate incidents are actually the same plane. It is said that flight MH370 was landed at the US military base in Diego Garcia, which is closely located to where the plane went entirely off the radar. The passengers were killed and/or deceased before it was flown back up and used as a ploy to implicate another party and gain political power. Flight MH17 was shot down over eastern Ukraine just 4 months after the disappearance of the first Malaysian aircraft. It is claimed that all debris found at the site was propaganda. The passports were all in pristine condition, yet the bodies seemed as if they had been dead for weeks. This suggests that the bodies found in the second incident in Ukraine were the bodies of the people from flight MH370. Could this be true? Are governments willing to go to such an extent to create political tension and motive? Many conspiracies still linger around this unsolved puzzle. What do you believe is the most likely conspiracy? Maybe the pilot just wanted to create the greatest aviation mystery of all time. If so, he definitely succeeded.